Welcome everyone. I am standing in an explosion of color. It makes me happy. So thank you for joining me. And this is such a great day for me because we are starting a So Kansas tonight, and it will continue for the next 3 days, and everybody's in town. So we have Samantha Ploch, we have Alex, of course we have Aaron, Betsy's coming in, Kathy Davis will be here, I'm here. So we are excited to have the whole gang all in one place, which is a little bit unusual actually. Alex works in Cleveland, of course Samantha's from South Carolina, Betsy's in Kansas City, and Aaron and I and Deb kind of hold the fort down in Topeka. We're a multifaceted, talented group, and I appreciate all of them helping me out all of the time. So I'm going to reverse my order just a little bit because I promised that every week I would, from now until whenever, I would be offering a personal piece of fabric from my own stash. And so this week's offering is this piece of cotton, which is a Japanese print on cotton. It's printed in Japan, and it's very different throughout the entire width. And I just love these kinds of prints. They look like they've been hand-drawn with maybe a charcoal pencil, graphite pencil, a little bit of color. This is a piece that is 2 5/8 yards. It's 45 inches wide, all cotton, and for the piece, it's $25. No shipping. It'll be free shipping domestically. If you email me from someplace else in the world, we'll have to kind of figure out maybe what the shipping is and talk to you or something. But whoever emails me first today and wants this, all you have to do is say, I want it, and it's yours. And we'll ship it to you today. Now, this brought up some thoughts because I love these kinds of fabrics, and I had pulled this garment from our rack, and it reminds me of this fabric. In fact, it's part of that group of fabric that we had a few years ago. This is the Zen shirt, and simple shirt, but it's just a nice, interesting piece of clothing because of the interesting fabric. So sometimes it doesn't take much to make you have something that is unique, that people compliment you on, and you feel special in it. You can't buy those kinds of clothes on the racks, so you have to make them. You know, that's the beauty of being a sewer. So then that reminded me of course, what we're doing this month for So Confident, which is the Riviera shirt. We have just a very, very few of these kits left. It's a panel of fabric that has 4 motifs on it. Each motif is about 30 inches long, but you can get a Riviera out of this long panel. Each of the sections of the garment are a different motif. So I pulled 4 fabrics that I think are pretty interesting, reminding me of the Japanese piece that I have from my personal stash and of that Zen shirt that I just showed you. So I think Betsy's going to maybe post the numbers of the fabrics, but this one is another Japanese piece that has this slight little line through it, but these aqua dots that are not in a particular order, so there's nothing to match here. All cotton, again, Japanese. Some of the dots are more concentrated in an area than others. And the dots have a slight, they're slightly iridescent, not too shiny, just a little bit. Combine that with 3 of these other fabrics. This one is cotton with some graphic writing on it. And again, the same kind of dotted line that is so Japanese. All of these go together. I would put all of them together in one shirt, or of course you could just order some of it and make a whole shirt. This one is a series of writing. It probably says something. It's in a foreign language. I have no idea what it says, but it's graphics and writing turned, and a few little scribbles of writing as well. And then another one that's also writing in a foreign language, but again a cotton. with some script on it. So you put all of these together, and they're all very subtle, but they all really go together. Different background colors, slightly different motifs, but I think they would really make a very interesting Riviera or a Zen shirt, whatever. All right, so that's this week's piece of fabric. Don't forget about our Instagram challenge. I think the deadline is coming up, July 31st. And if you need to know more about the Instagram challenge, then please refer to our blog. We are posting things all the time. People are really having fun with this. Using an artist as an inspiration, a particular artist, and then you put together either a mood board or you make an ensemble and share pictures of any of that. And if you need help putting it together, please email Alex at sewingworkshop.com or Betsy at sewingworkshop.com, and they will help you kind of assemble it, put it together in a presentable form. All right, so I am excited to introduce once again Samantha Ploch from South Carolina. Come on in. And you can tell that this is just a beautiful setting for us today. But Samantha has been sewing like crazy. Mm-hmm. Like crazy.
I know.
Well, she cleaned out her sewing room. Was that because you needed to walk into it? Or
Partly. I'm missing a box that our good friend Rhonda sent to me.
Oh.
And I tore apart the whole room. And opened boxes that I haven't opened of fabric.
Yeah.
Trying to find this one particular item that I still have yet to find.
So instead of just, so you just sat down and sewed, just trying to get rid of some of the fabric.
I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, what can I make? And
sometimes that's all it
I had
takes.
some inspiration show up, and I just started going.
Well, all of the garments that are hanging on the dress forms you've made.
Mm-hmm.
What you have, you've made. Yesterday, Alex, Aaron, you and I put them all on. We were going to wear them today, and then I woke up this morning kind of changing my mind, thinking, no, I think people need to look at these longer. So we went ahead and put them on the dress forms. But if you need to see details and so forth closer, we can always do that. But before that, we've got a lot to talk about, to discuss fabrics, inspirations, details, and so forth.
But the musical outfits, the changing, you tried on the yellow, you tried on...
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
It was hilarious. If somebody could have been like videoing that from above,
yeah,
it was quite
that
comical.
actually would have made a pretty good video, except not really.
Right. A little X-rated, but
yeah, exactly.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. See, I've lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
what
okay.
were we going to talk about? Inspiration?
Well, that's right. You are a sewer you are a person who follows high-end designers. You love Givenchy, Balenciaga, Dior,
Yes.
all of those kinds of Gucci, all those people. And, you probably could, if you really, really wanted to, maybe buy one of those.
I could, yes.
Maybe, but you choose not to.
Correct.
You choose to take something, whether it's a detail or a color or a general silhouette or whatever, and you work with our patterns almost exclusively, I think.
I do.
Or at least you can say that today.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I know you do. And so you figure out how to translate what you are probably not going to go out and buy into something that you will wear. So let's start with showing the clothes first. So,
sure. You want to start with my
yeah,
first
let's just start
outfit?
with what you have on.
I am wearing the Detour jacket, which I use snaps on instead of the buttons. And the sleeve detail is where I went off the rails with the inspiration picks that I have. So this will be fun to talk about once we get into it a little more. And the shoestrings. And my pants are the Hudson pants, which, if y'all know me, I'm a dress girl. So this is I made 5 pair of Hudsons.
That's impressive because I actually don't see you in pants.
No.
Except for jeans.
Yes.
Ever.
And I put this cool pocket detail on it. I don't know if you can see that.
I'll put my hand if you don't mind.
Yeah. Well, you can touch me. It was an Anthropologie pair of jeans that I had that I took that from. So
Yeah. Well, that's always good. You always have things in your closet that you can either trace or copy or whatever and apply. I think the pockets are a great idea, actually. And you were doing something that I haven't done in a long time because I don't have much of a waist anymore. You've tucked in your t-shirt, which is a great look. I probably wouldn't for me, because I'm just sensitive about that area of my body.
Well, I am too.
But it's a great look because you have a silhouette inside of a jacket that's larger. And I think that's always a good thing to do. So this is a ponte fabric, which
stretches nicely.
Yeah, and it's a printed ponte. And I don't know, it was a few Facebook Lives ago that I showed 2 or 3 of them, and they're a really interesting fabric. I don't see these fabrics ever, so we have one to show you later, but nevertheless, looks like it was just sewed beautifully.
Thank you.
It feels like, I mean, did it sew up nicely? And,
beautifully.
You know, you didn't have any issues with the fabric and so forth?
No, this behaves nicely.
Well, this sleeve, the normal sleeve length on the Detour is a long sleeve. So we'll talk about this, but you've cut it off, you've ruched it and all that. And I find that when I see
I didn't cut it. Well, yeah, I did a little bit. You're right, but
now you want me to tie it, don't you? Yeah.
But I was going for that maximalist suit look that is very big right now, where it's a very bold print top and bottom together. And a lot of times they don't wear a shirt, but I feel the need to wear a shirt.
And you know, when you see this sort of ensemble on the hanger, you think, oh my gosh, that's a lot. But yet, when I walked in here today and you had this on, I thought, that is very chic and looks really good.
Thank you.
So don't be afraid of that. And of course, if you make 2 things out of the same fabric and you stand in front of the mirror and it's not you, well, you've got 2 pieces that you can mix with other things.
Correct.
So it's not the end of the world of something that you've done.
And that leads us to this one.
Yes.
Because I do have pants and a top to go with this jacket. It's the Ann's Tank, and again the Hudson's. But we put it here with my Cityscapes that I also did this fun ruching or gathering on.
I'm calling it ruching. I don't know if there's a better word for it or not. Yeah.
We can pull this over.
Yeah.
So they can talk about, but again, it's the Detour jacket. I did interline this one because the back side of this fabric I didn't feel was as pleasant as this. This went with nicely. So I did put a linen on the inside, but basically it's the exact same pattern work. On this one, I put the gathering at the front of the sleeve, just like a Oscar de la Renta jacket that I had seen. Instead of it going up the side, it goes up the front.
Right. So you set that in about 3 inches or so, maybe 2.5 inches from the shoulder seam. And the one you have on is straight down from the shoulder seam.
Yes.
That's the difference. And of course you've added a cuff on this one.
You
love cuffs, and you love big cuffs and dramatic cuffs, and I think that's great. It adds a wonderful detail to everything that you make.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you've just taken a cuff and folded it back and sewn it.
Exactly.
So this will stay in place.
Yes.
And then your, in this case, ribbon.
This is before my shoestrings came.
Yeah.
So I had to use something.
Right. But, well, I think ribbon is a great idea. I mean, you can use self fabric, you could use ribbon, you can use shoestrings, which we're going to show you. You could use anything.
I was waiting for the shoestrings and they hadn't come yet, so I had to find something that would work.
Yeah.
And I would prefer it to have been the shoestrings, or grosgrain ribbon versus the satin ribbon, but that's all I could find at that moment, at that time.
And this one you did buttons and buttonholes, and unlike the one you have on, which you've done snaps.
Yes.
The big snaps.
And then, I don't know, do you want to talk Cityscapes at this point?
Well, I want to put this jacket on.
Okay.
That's what I really want to do. Because I think...
I love that jacket.
I do too.
It's so fun.
The Detour jacket has always been one of my favorite jackets. People have turned this particular pattern into long coats. There's a bit of a flare to it, so you don't have to worry too much about the fit of the hips.
Got great pockets. Yeah, you got it.
You know, I don't think the pockets are in the pattern.
Oh, they're not?
I don't think so.
Well,
So you've added pockets, which is great.
being Stafford, then.
We have an inseam pocket tutorial. Where is that, Erin? Is that on our blog?
In the Hudson pants.
The inseam pocket, which we did in the Picassos, not the West End pocket. The actual.
Okay, so then it's probably, I think it's in the Hudson too, but Picasso maybe as well.
Okay, if you order the Picasso pants pattern, you get this pocket detail, I believe, is a separate file.
This lady looks good with your.
Well, I know, this goes with everything.
Yes.
We have a little bit of this fabric left, not a lot. This is a really special fabric.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cotton fabric, but it's high-end designer whose name I'm not supposed to reveal.
Okay.
Sometimes we buy these fabrics and I'm told by the vendor, you cannot tell where it came from.
Okay.
So I can't.
Okay. I don't
Can't
know,
do
but
that.
I love it.
I know. So anyway, yes, I think I might. Thank you very much.
It looks great on
Yeah,
you.
I'll be enjoying this.
Okay.
This fall.
I'm
But
honored.
you know, of course, this is my color. We tend to overlook the Anne's tank some, I think. And what I like that you've done here is that you've hemmed it. Excuse me. Which in the pattern we leave it all raw edged, and I think it just refines this a little bit more when you actually put a narrow hem all the way around. These tails can be left as tails, or they can be sewn up. Doesn't matter.
And I shortened mine a little bit so that they didn't peek out from under this jacket.
Yeah.
Probably a total of 2 inches, maybe.
Okay. Well, this does have to be made in a knit.
Mm-hmm.
I say that, and I'm sure there are people who made it in a woven, but I think it has to be made in knit. And here again, you have the whole maximalist look.
But these pants, this top, this jacket, I feel like are great, easy sews. There's not any like, you have to sew exactly to the dot and then
Right.
mark. I feel like these 3 items come out in a day if you really get in there and get
Yeah.
sewing.
Exactly. All right. Yes. Now let's talk about your dress.
The Cityscapes dress, which is also normally a long sleeve, and it has this bubble hem, which is gorgeous. But I love this dress for a lot of different reasons, but I have modified it many ways, many times. I love a good V-neck, and of course in my climate I need a short sleeve. But this Givenchy dress that I had seen that was $2,200,
$2,200.
and it is long sleeved and long with the pink boots, which I absolutely love. But it had this ruching detail that goes all the way up, and you can pull it up to make it really short. You could make it long. I think this is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
there is.
And Erin had this on yesterday. I thought it was really chic, gorgeous. And of course, you accessorize with gorgeous jewelry. I always think of putting short accessories, necklaces in a V-neck to fill it in, but I like you wear
I
this,
do
and I
long,
think that's a better look, actually. So this is a knit. The Cityscapes normally has some interesting details, more of a bubble shape to it. It has some darks that come from the hem and go quite a distance, and you've
I didn't
reworked
do
all
any
of
of
that. But you've used the general character and shape of the bodice part of it.
Yes.
You just changed the neckline, shortened the sleeves, added the ruching, and deleted the darks.
Absolutely.
Basically.
It's the same dress.
Yeah. So you could wear this anywhere. You could wear this casually. You can wear this dressy. You can put jackets over it, obviously.
Yes.
So
The other thing I thought, I would love to have this like as a nice summer short dress and just have that little bit of ruching there, because you would wear that all the time.
well, and if you're not a dress person, I think you can make it as a tunic and wear some skinny pants like pencils or helices or something
That's
like that.
true. Yeah.
Leggings.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
So, okay. So that is Cityscapes dress, Detour jacket.
We should show the other Cityscapes
All
dress.
right.
So this one I made out of a woven, again with because it's woven, I did a more sculpted V-neck here with a facing. I did a cap sleeve, which I don't know where I got that from, or did I just shorten it?
You probably just shorten it.
I probably just
I mean, a
shortened it.
sleeve is a sleeve, and as long as it fits into the arm side, you can make it any length you want.
This, I did put the upper darts that are in the Cityscapes pattern, but the bottom ones I just left open.
Yeah, normally that would be sewn down, as a big dart, but you can leave them open. It creates a little pleat, so to speak.
I added a pocket on each side.
Yeah.
And because I went with woven, I added this little knit vent here to give me a little bit of play so that this fit better.
You know, this is a great idea. I don't know that I would have thought of that. So this is a piece of knit in a V shape, kind of a godet kind of affair. It's a brilliant idea.
It works beautifully. It fits great. And this is the pearl.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have recognized this because this is so much shorter than the pattern. I mean, a good 6 inches or so at least. I don't know what you took off of it, but what a great little jacket to take with you, even in your climate, to dinner.
Yeah,
you know, for the cool, cold restaurants.
Correct.
Travel jacket. Okay.
And again, the ruching.
There we go.
Would you
Yes.
just take in or let out?
Well, that seems to be the common theme here. You've been on a ruching jag.
I was, because of the Givenchy and then the Oscar de la Renta. And you could, of course, loosen that to make them longer. I had it short because it's hot.
Well, what's interesting is, for me, as the original pattern has a drawstring that goes around this front casing, and you draw it up. But you've eliminated that and created the ruching in another place. So it's basically, you know, it's taking one detail and just transposing it to another place on the same garment.
And actually, I made it. I have it made. I had it in there, and I thought, okay, that's just way too much maximalist. So I took that one out and just left these.
And this is a wonderful kind of a tucked knit.
Yes.
You know, we can call it a rib, but these
But
are
it
like
does-
little sewn tucks.
And it doesn't have that much stretch like a knit.
No, but it is definitely a knit, but it's not like a super stretch
Correct.
knit.
Correct.
But I love this jacket. This is
Yes,
I
looks
don't know,
awesome
looks on
on
me,
you.
but you know.
You could
Cute.
wear that. So the last was the French terry outfit that I made with the Hudson pants again and the swing tee. And on this, I had an inspiration from a See by Chloe t-shirt that I have that has these beautiful voile, flowy, like butterfly-like sleeves
Right.
that I was trying to make. And then on the French terry, I actually patchworked it. I cut it in strips and put one side with the, what do you call them, the curls up.
Yes,
Or-
you have the jersey side on one side
There you go.
and the French terry side on the back side.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I only had 3 yards, so boy, I was down to the nitty gritty on this.
Yeah.
But look how my stripes lined up, and I didn't even plan it that way.
Yeah. Well,
I got lucky.
I had this on yesterday, and these pants, you don't think about using French terry for pants very often.
They're awesome.
Oh my gosh, you feel so svelte. in
You
them.
do. They make you look tall, thin.
Yes. So that's something I learned yesterday. But even just with these vertical panels that are about 4 inches wide, 3.5 inches wide. So from the, I say there's 3 on each side here. Yeah, I can see that you did get lucky.
I got lucky there. On the back, it didn't work quite as well, but it still works. There's up and down.
Yeah, and I think you can't see it anyway, but
on the front,
yeah.
it
And
could not
this,
have been.
so I know it doesn't read probably on the camera, but for instance, this is the jersey side of the knit, and then here are the French terry back, quote, wrong sides of the terry, with the seams on the outside, and they're not finished, they're just raw edge, so it's an easy sew to just, you quilters will have a blast with this, because it's just quilting.
And you could do the finish side.
Yes, if you don't like the seams on the outside.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's basically a sleeveless t-shirt, and then this is a half circle
Yep. Add it on.
that you have roll hemmed.
Yes, I figured that out on my serger.
Yes, exactly. Well, some of us have never bothered to try to figure that out. So it's a half circle that's been rolled hemmed all the way around, and then you simply gathered it up and sewed it on the outside of this arm side.
Yes.
With about 1/2 inch or maybe a full seam allowance exposed.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was easy. But
So that's how you can
comfortable.
incorporate a woven with a knit, I think it's beautiful. When I had this on yesterday, we didn't say what this is. This is a swing tee.
Swing tee, yes.
And that's amazing because the swing tee, did you change the neckline?
I did.
Maybe a little bit. But the
Yes.
swing tee does have a slightly larger neck opening than our other t-shirts, so you probably just maybe lowered it maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's also longer and a little swingier. And you've
I was copying this one
okay.
because I wear this Eileen Fisher all the time, so
Okay.
I would copy that.
Okay. So swing tee, you could leave it as a swing. You can narrow it if you want to. You can shorten it. You can lengthen it. We've done all of that to the swing tee. But all you did was, what did you do on here? Did you just turn the edges? No, you actually.
I did the binding technique
Yes.
to try to make it finished in case this didn't work out. I wanted it to still be like a sleeveless tee that I could wear.
Yeah. One of the things that I like, and I've watched her sew many times, is that while she has ideas at the beginning, you're very willing to go with the flow of what works and doesn't work.
Evolve.
Yeah. So maybe I've seen you yank things off and try something else. If this didn't work, you had a backup because the arm's eye was going to look okay. So you're not afraid to experiment. You're not afraid to delete. I think that's a brilliant thing to do. So many of us are so tied to what it says to do.
Correct.
And I think that's an admirable quality that we all need to work towards, is to be flexible with our sewing.
I had spent so much time doing this patchwork together. I had to make this work. I was like, there's been so much effort put into making all of these turn out. I was like, woo, I better love this outfit.
Yep. Well, I love it.
I love it.
It's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this ruching a little bit. How'd you do it?
You got it. So, is this a good view for y'all? Good? So, for instance, on the sleeve, while the pattern was still flat, I had cut out my sleeve. I would cut a 2-inch strip to put on the back of the sleeve once I had determined the location of where I wanted it to go. Then I would sew each of those sides down. I would sew in the middle to make a channel. And then I would use the Easy Threader, this device here, to push my shoestrings up in, and like one shoestring will go all the way in and back down to where I could use just one shoestring per arm, and then I would just base that here. And then when I actually constructed the sleeve, it would nail it down or sew it down to where it doesn't leave. And then I would leave this little bit open down at the bottom so that when I hemmed, I could just cut it off. Since it's a knit, you don't have to hem it, that part, right? Finish it. Because it's under the sleeve, you would do your hem and then you're done. It was that simple.
Yeah, these are interesting because they're a little bit stretchy, and so that's nice. We have 4 colors of them. We have a dark gray, a black, beautiful blue, and the fuchsia. So these are going to be on sale this week. We use them for a lot of things. I have never used them for ruching, but I think it's a great idea.
It is I love these.
Yeah.
I love that they have this stretch.
And to be able to feed this through that distance, you almost have to have something like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to do with just a small needle or whatever you normally have as a bodkin.
And I don't know if I was doing it right, but I would feed this end.
That's right.
That's the right way to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Because if you try to feed this end, it almost will poke through.
Right.
So you feed this end through, and it pulls right
Yeah,
through.
I have pinned the ends of these, but I think it's better to do a whip stitch and really hold it on here so that you don't lose it in the middle.
There's nothing worse than getting
Nothing
halfway and then it pops off.
Exactly.
And then do you want to show that snap?
Yeah.
Probably.
So this is the snap that she's used on the jacket that she has. This is a big gunmetal snap. It's the snap actually that we've used on our flat iron coats and jackets, but I think the scale of this snap on a larger scale fabric is really nice.
Yes.
And the heft of this fabric also holds it. I don't know that you want to put this snap on cotton lawn, but
Right.
on a ponte or some sort of a more structured fabric, it works great.
And you have smaller snaps
Yes, we do.
for
We have a lot of
lighter
snaps.
fabrics.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think that are great.
Yeah. All right, do we have any questions before we move on to fabrics?
We're just gonna hope our mics are working the way they should here.
We are trying new technology today.
Yes.
So Aaron and Alex are behind the camera and they're like fiddling the whole time. I've been trying not to watch them.
We're trying to bring you a better quality video, so bear with us as we try to figure out our new system. So, I do know that there was a question about the blue dress. They wanted to see how far up that ruching went.
It goes all the way up to the shoulder, which I can bring in. I don't know if y'all can see. I took that piece all the way up to the shoulder, did exactly as I've done on the sleeves, where I just sewed each end down the middle. And then on this, because it was so long, I had to create the tie with the actual knit fabric instead of a shoestring.
And when you're using a jersey that curls, it makes a nice
It was
drawstring.
easy.
Yeah.
The hard part was because it's so long, was slipping it to the right side. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was interesting. But can you see that? Is that?
That's better. Yeah, you can see how it's not as ruched at the top.
I
I
could
think
have
that's
made it
why
ruched.
it was maybe hard to see. So I think this close-up is better.
Yeah, and I could do it, but I felt like that kind of cockeyed your bust.
How did you finish the V-neck on the Cityscapes dress? A facing, a binding?
On that dress. This one is just like a regular V-neck with a little pinch right there. That one is with a facing.
This has a facing and it's top stitched, about 1.5 inches away, slightly curved.
All the way around, and then there's a back facing as well.
This, by the way, we didn't talk about the fabric, is a Liberty of London.
I know.
Beautiful cotton lawn.
Perfect summer dress.
Yeah.
For gathering the sleeve, did Samantha have to widen the sleeve pattern?
Mm-mm. No.
And is there a way we could maybe in the center put maybe the pants, the yellow pants, so they can see the bottom? They're trying to see the bottom of your pants,
Back.
and we're struggling with that.
Keep it back so they can see the bottom.
Back.
Oh, here?
Yeah,
So I
there
was
you
trying
go.
to see if we could, can you move it back just a little bit more? We're trying to get you a full length, but our camera is stationary, so it might be as good as it gets there. So, but we will post
I guess
some
we could lift her
photos.
up.
Yeah, and I think Linda's gonna put it on afterwards and take a picture.
Oh, I
in.
didn't know that.
We will
Okay.
post photos of all the garments because these are so fantastic, so we can't, let you leave without a good, glamorous photo shoot.
No pressure.
What binding did you use on the yellow tee?
The French terry, the same fabric as my binding, because it's
This is the ready-to-wear technique where the binding shows. On the arm side, the binding is completely taken to the inside. So it's a different technique.
but it's the same.
It's the same fabric.
Yep. And I had scraps left. Scraps.
I bet.
I was trying to find just enough to where, my husband was going through the trash can trying to find a piece that was long enough to go all the way around.
There's people that want to see a close-up of your labels. They look very cool.
Well, they're
Let's see.
sewing workshop labels. I tried to do them on each one so I can remember what I made.
We used to have these. I don't think we have any left.
And I have some that are
We should
colored.
do them again.
I love how you write on them. I think that's
Mhm.
a great way to
Yeah.
distinguish what
She
it
says
is.
it's pearl, it's the size, the medium, and when she made it, July 2023.
And this was when Nancy Schreiber was showing us how to dye fabrics. I dyed some of the labels.
Yeah,
So I have some that actually kind of go with the outfits.
yeah, it's a great idea.
So
Well,
I love that.
maybe we'll get some new labels printed.
I love the labels.
Did you cut off the hem allowance? I think on the blue dress, it's not clear how you got the ends of the shoelace to hang down. Probably either one. Did you cut off the hem allowance?
On what?
No,
When you're-
no. When you were describing it, you said you cut something off, and you didn't really say what you cut off. You cut off the bottom of the strip.
Here, let's see if that shows it better. This way, right?
The hem is still there. What's cut off is the bottom of the strip, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We didn't say that.
So does that, can you see it?
Yeah. So that the strip, so that the tie can come out of the strip. But the hem is still there.
Yes. Well, you want the hem. Well, I guess you could have it without the
You
hem,
could.
but
Yeah.
I feel like I needed the hem. Just made it look a little more finished. But on my Hudson pants, I didn't hem these, and they look great. I just serged it.
Yeah.
On the Liberty dress, how did you do the gusset on the side?
That was, I I just went for it. You can see.
So this is one piece, and it really is in the shape of a gusset. So you have just seamed it and just expanded it. It's just an extension, basically.
And I had tried the dress on before I had put this in, and it fit, but it was like a little, so I thought, well, how can I give myself something? So I opened up the entire seam and thought, well, I'll stop right above the pocket. And that's how I positioned it, really.
Can we see the gathers on the blue dress again? And also, if you can, the inside of a ruched sleeve.
Okay. Let's put this back so they can see the bottom of that blue dress as well. I feel like this is like
Musical chairs. Yeah. Like yesterday when we were all trying on the clothes. So is that, and we could undo it and show that it's long.
this detail would be great on the bottom of pants.
So many things.
A simple skirt.
See?
It changes everything. I mean, this is just a plain dress, which is,
It could be the e-dress. It could be
It could
so
be-
many dresses.
yeah. but you do that and it takes it into another dimension.
And what was the other thing you wanted?
The inside of the ruche sleeve.
This?
Yeah. So they want to see this panel, probably.
Well, it'd probably be better on this jacket I'm wearing then. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Because it's turned
Oh, okay.
to where they can see
Okay,
it
yeah.
that way.
So there's your 2-inch strip that's centered over where you want to ruche it.
Do you have to do, could you have do, I think there's a typo in there, but can you do the ruching through the arm's eye?
That is where I did the ruching through. Is that what you're talking about?
No, extend it, past the seam. Sure, you can put the sleeve in first, and then do your channel, and stop it where you want to, and sew the end. You just have to find a place to sew the end of it. I mean, if you wanted this ruching to extend into the shoulder seam, is what I'm hearing, or you want the ruching to extend beyond this arm's eye seam. Yes, the answer is yes. You can end it wherever you want.
It would be hard to sew
Why?
because your sleeve would already be on.
That's right. So what?
Well, how do you get up in here with your machine?
You can do that.
It's hard though.
It's hard. Some sleeves are set in flat.
Well, if it's a flat set-in sleeve, yes.
Right.
But that's why I did it before I attached it because
Right.
I thought
It
it.
sure would be easier
Yes.
to do it on a flat sleeve, but we have garments where we top stitch seams and you feed it through a slim arm, it's no fun, but it can be done.
Yeah, you'd be like, zzz, and then.
Well, you do it kind of down through the tube, as I call it, so that the tube is on the upper side of your sewing machine, not down below. And you're feeding it through, so the presser foot is coming through, and you're just pulling back the fabric. It's kind of hard to explain.
It is.
But
It's tricky.
yeah, but you're inside the tube when you're sewing.
On the Cityscapes dress, did you follow the dart line when you got down further?
The dart line is, the darts have been sewn partially from here to here.
Just like the pattern.
Yeah, and then the darts have been left open below that, where normally you would sew them completely to the hem.
And on the pattern, it shows it like cut away.
Well, that's right.
So that's
I
where I
didn't know if I
stopped.
wanted to get into that or not, but
Yeah.
yes, on the pattern, the bottom portions of the darts are actually cut away. If you're going to leave it open like this, you've got to fill that in with fabric. So you just lay the pattern piece down on the fabric and you cut across the hem, and you do not go up and cut out the
Just
darts.
leave it. Just leave it.
You would see that once you saw the
And it gives you
the
that
pattern piece.
flounciness. You know, a little bit of bounce, I feel like.
Right.
Lots of questions. Can
no.
we see the binding on the sleeve closer?
Binding on
The yellow sleeve.
the yellow sleeve?
Doesn't
Probably.
say which garment, but
Binding on the sleeve. Let's see.
All right, so this binding is turned to the inside. Left raw, and then top. Well, it's probably top stitched and trimmed, is basically
Yes.
what's happened. So you have a straight piece of jersey that you've sewn right sides together. You've trimmed away the seam allowance, then you've taken the binding to the inside and stitched it. Well, I don't know if that's what you did, but
That
that's
is
what I
I
would
did.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
lots of good comments on the labels. People want them. How are they attached? Are they sewn? If they're sewn, does the stitching show on the outside of the garment?
Yes.
I think that's charming.
Yeah.
You know, there's Etro that they are shaped like a paisley, and they have the whole paisley thing on the back.
Linda, what pattern and fabric is your shirt?
My shirt is the cottage shirt with the Zen collar, this collar. So I have a shorter collar on the inside, taller collar on the outside. And it's in a silk fabric that we no longer have. And I have on the Hudson pants as well. My standard pale pink Hudson pants that I wear all the time.
For the blue dress, did you put the gathering in a seam or did you create the line?
No, there's no seam here. It's just up.
I took it halfway in the middle of the shoulder on the pattern piece and went as straight down as I could. No exact measuring. It was eyeballing it.
And for the detour, did you cut your sleeve per the pattern or did you lengthen it for ruching?
I cut it per the pattern.
Well, you shortened it.
Well, that one I think I left the same length, and then
Okay.
the turning up the cuff. This whole thing with the cuff down was the correct length.
All right, but you shortened this sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because of where I live, I need a
yeah,
shorter
but
sleeve.
it's the same sleeve. You need to use the same sleeve cap so that it'll fit the arm's eye, and then you can do any length that you want. But you do need to build in how much you're going to ruche it up. Here, let's just. Well,
I'll do it.
That's too
Yeah.
hard to do.
No,
No, that's all right.
I'll do it. Let's see it. Come on. So see?
Okay, so
There you
instead
go.
of a long sleeve, she's now at about 3/4, and then ruched it up.
Yep. So it's better for my environment.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic detail.
On the pearl, I left it the same length the whole way.
You got that idea from a $2,373 on sale. It was actually originally $4,670, the jacket. How come you just didn't buy the jacket? I don't understand. Oscar de la Renta, $4,700 jacket. There's the ruching. That's where she got the idea. You know, if you're going to copy a detail, it's off
Oh, what do I hear?
on the roof.
Oh.
Can you tell us your shirt pattern one more time, Linda?
What pattern I have on?
Yes.
I have on the cottage shirt with the
cottage.
Zen collar.
And what fabric is the blue dress?
This is a cotton jersey, or viscose jersey.
Where do you live, Samantha? We wish that there was a group near me where there was a fun design group. Said that wrong, but they love lots of great comments about your designs and your inspirations with our patterns and how you use different things. So,
I live in Charleston, South Carolina, but I live here a lot, I feel like. I love coming here, and Linda is also very inspiring with her fashion, and it just makes me want to do more and more and more. And when I come here, my juices get flowing, and I have a million ideas, and I'm ready to go.
Well, it's a mutual thing. Everybody gets stuck. It doesn't matter how creative you are, and I'm constantly looking at you and you guys and everybody as to what's going on. Oh,
Well,
gotta share the ideas.
it's nice to have somebody who appreciates and values those details, and the designers, a lot of it is so well crafted.
Yes.
Like when you look inside a Carolina Herrera dress, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, all of us should be studying all of those high-end clothes. If we have an opportunity to go to a really nice store in a big city or something, just walk into them. You don't have to even consider getting your credit card out.
Right.
Just look at the clothes. Nobody's going to bother you. Check the seams, check the insides, what fabrics are they using for underlinings, and what seam finishes are they using. I'm constantly doing that.
And you inspired me on that first Kansas, or when I was in France with you the first time, to make the Cityscapes dress and leave the darts on the bottom out as a short dress. Because I kept thinking, well, I can't, there's none of your patterns that'll work for me. And you were like, yes, any of my patterns will work. You just have to try. And that encouraged me. And I was like, oh my gosh, this works great.
Yeah. I remember that first sundress that you made in a knit. I think it was a knit. Yeah, I know it was.
Yeah.
And you left, and I can still see
so
that
happy.
picture of you down the steps of the
Yes.
Chateau du Mans. Yeah, it was great.
I've worn that dress out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
what fabric is in the gusset?
A black jersey knit.
And does the Zen neck fit in the cottage without alteration?
Well, no, yes, no. What I do is just measure the circumference of the neck opening, and then you measure, and you use that curve runner, on the seam line, and then you measure the dimension of the collar, and if you need to lengthen or shorten the collar, you would do that at the center back. Spread it or fold it, so it's the same dimension finished. So I can't tell you that it went in exactly, I doubt it, but if you measure, you can make it fit.
All right, that's all the questions right now.
All right, let's talk about fabrics.
fabrics.
All right. So Samantha picked out some fabrics, some of which are a couple of the fabrics that you use, but others are sort of like them, and that's the basis of what you've chosen.
Well, Aaron helped, and Alex. They helped, because like this is no longer available, but this knit is.
It's
This
the same.
Ponte.
It's the same one, same kind of fabric. It's a Ponte knit, Italian Ponte knit, 95% viscose and 5% elastic.
And look at that. I mean,
Now, if you want us to bring any of these up, you have to tell us.
I think so. I think that one is fantastic. It'd be great to see the full print.
This
All right.
is heavy. How close are we going?
That's a good distance. You can see how beautiful it is.
And it's nice and stretchy. This will behave. This will sew beautifully. And it not only goes with this, what color is this? This says goldenrod.
Yeah,
But-
but this is a green and a gold and a mustard, and it's just one of those, I think, kind of neutral colors, but it goes with this. But it also goes with your
Yes.
Liberty of London cotton lawn, which is the same fabric as this dress.
Yes, so as far as suits, maximalist suits, it was this fabric, this cotton, which is similar to this one. It's the same kind of,
Yeah, it has both of these have a piqué type weave to them. So that's why you've chosen them. We have just a little bit of this left. So if you're interested in this fabric, grab it now. We probably only have about 2 orders of it left, something like that.
Yes.
Unless you want to buy the whole thing. But I think there's only like 4 or 5 yards on it.
correct,
Something like that.
yeah.
But this was chosen because, and this is upside down, of course. Let's get this off.
Okay.
This is another Italian piece, and yeah, let's see if we can do this so the animals are at least righted. But all kinds of critters, from bunnies to deer to horses, squirrels. Unicorns, yes. Oh yeah, there's a unicorn on there, and mixing it with some flowers. But there's a weave to this. That's an adobe weave. You might be able to see the weave on the back a little bit better. So it has a little bit of structure to it. It's all
And
cotton.
you would use that with what of Samantha's garments?
This, or this, you could make the Anne's tank with.
Yeah, whoops.
We
Oops.
lost our little doohickey.
That's all right. It'll
Okay.
it'll land there and happen
Will it?
probably.
Okay.
If it falls off,
Sorry.
it's always good for your little humor.
So with the cotton one that I had made, I made that green Anne's tank. And either one of these would work with this. But also this would be a great maximalist suit. This was our third choice. And it would be so flowy, so comfortable. But that goes with,
This has a lot of richness in the way this is printed. It's digitally printed, so you see all this dimension in the flower. It's pretty amazing, actually. But it's a rayon challis.
wouldn't that be so, I mean, can you imagine that in a jacket and pants?
Right.
I mean, wow.
Be fantastic.
And that's your Anne's tank?
So this is the same fabric as this.
Yep.
That tucked knit, different color, obviously, but same fabric. Now you have cut this on the cross grain, so you could cut it vertically, as she did.
Well, because there wasn't, I mean, there's a little bit of stretch this way, but it wasn't like a true knit where I felt like,
Yeah, there's no problem.
yeah.
I'm just pointing
okay.
it out.
Okay.
Just
I
pointing it
tried
out.
to cut out like I'm supposed to.
No, it doesn't matter. You cut out fabric any way you want to. So yes, and then you have, this is the
French terry.
French terry, like the yellow, so you can use both sides of it. And in this case, you know, I think some French terries would look more different, right to wrong side. This one appears to me like it might look a little bit darker on the wrong side than the right side. So you'd pick up a little more activity on the changing of the direction of the weave.
And this would be sleeves,
This
like
is,
this.
This is fantastic. This is obviously lemons, but it has a little bit of glitter to it, a little metallic dot woven in. This is beautiful. This, by the way, would make a great cotton shirt because it's the same
yes.
weight as what I have on.
Oh, yeah.
You might bring that one closer. So
Okay.
you can see the metallic.
Got it? Trying to be careful not to knock anything over.
So this is viscose, rayon, and lurex. But it has the look of a cotton lawn.
Can you
But-
see it?
Mm-hmm.
The gold?
You can see bits of shimmering.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Okay. And then I don't think we talked about the one on the top over there.
that's also a sleeve that could go with the orange or cantaloupe color, or it could go with this. This has the green in it right here. That could go with that.
Yeah.
I should bring that one closer too.
Okay.
And actually step back just a bit. There we go. 'Cause I love that like royal blue stripe on one side and then the kind of violet on the other. I think that's beautiful. Yeah, pull it all the way out. I think that's a really beautiful
that over
piece.
there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, here we go.
Love it.
Sorry about the tag in the middle.
I love that.
It is a gorgeous fabric that you can't really see until you feel it and see it in
So
person.
this is a 100% rayon. Great feel to it, very smooth.
This would make great sleeves.
Yeah. Or cottage shirt.
Or a dress.
Or a dress. Yep.
And the one we didn't talk about was this, which you have a couple of different colors. It's called a PK knit.
Piqué knit, so it has a texture to it. Let's get that up close too.
And this is a dark rose. Whoops, we got it?
Yep.
Yeah. Very Barbie.
Very Barbie.
I talked about this in the Barbie video
Yeah.
last week.
Where can they watch your video, Alex?
Well, if you missed last Friday's special live stream, you can go to our website and click Linda's videos, and then you'll see the Barbie Core feature video. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it's posted on YouTube. And I believe it's still on Facebook. If you just scroll around and go to our videos, you'll find the Barbie Core video.
Okay.
And I have a Barbie outfit that we have to take a picture of.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did you wear it to
Yeah.
the movie?
Huh?
Did you wear it to the movie?
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, it's really fun.
All right. I think we've
that's
done
all.
it.
Did you shorten the Ann's jacket? I think they mean Ann's tank.
Yes. Well, I'm saying yes.
Yes. Well, I didn't shorten it here. I put it under the Detour and saw how much was sticking out, and then I just sculpted it to where it would hide under the jacket. I think it does it quite nicely. So I didn't actually probably do it correctly, but like I should. See, it's just under
Yeah.
the jacket. Does that show?
Is the Cityscapes dress woven or knit?
There's one woven and one knit. We have one of each.
So
This is woven with knit.
Oh, so the blue jacket actually, did you shorten that pearl jacket?
Oh, yes.
I did.
We think at least 6 inches, and I'm guessing.
So, I can tell you what I did. I made it like I'm supposed to. I put it on the dress, and I felt like I needed just to be straight across. So I put a piece of elastic where I wanted it, took my chalkener, marked it, laid it back on the table, and just cut and then hemmed it up.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, if I had to do it again, it might not look the same, but I didn't cut my pattern. So. But I thought this short jacket and straight was cute. And
This
I
is
could,
really cute.
I could use that for a lot of things versus the, I don't know.
How do you know how big or small you should cut your half circle to create the sleeve on the jersey knit top?
Well, you need
This one?
to know how far down you want it on
Yes.
your arm. So this is the dimension
Right
that you need, and that's where you want it. If you want it down here, that circle's going to be bigger.
Yes. Half circle.
Half
Right?
circle.
Half circle.
Well, cut a circle and then cut it in half.
There you go. And you have two
Two
pieces.
sleeves.
And I was trying to use this Versace looking print.
Yeah.
You know, it was a border print fabric, linen that you had that's mostly orange and pink.
Yes.
It just has this border.
Right.
So I was trying, it was my husband's idea. He thought this matched better than the other. So you can see the peach and
Right.
other parts to it. So that dictated how long my sleeve was.
Ah, there you go.
I might have to make this week during So Kansas.
Fun! Let's do
Love
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love that. Are you going to do the patchwork or just the sleeve?
The whole thing, yeah.
Great. Which color? Off-white, creamsicle, or it's called cantaloupe,
I
or
kinda
yellow?
I love the orange and gold. Why not? I'm actually wearing that yellow French cherry right now, and I didn't do
Well, come on around here.
Come show it.
Yeah, the same fabric.
So you don't have to go all crazy. You can
No, you
make
just
things
make a
simple.
train, this is Masson?
Yeah, this is just my song.
Yeah.
And I made this, I think I lengthened it, and then the band is normally tighter, so I just matched it to the bottom of the maison.
Here, you need my necklace. Look how pretty. Kitty
All
cat.
right, I'll never.
And what are your
Yeah.
pants? The Valencia?
I don't remember. What are these?
I think it's Ikena.
Oh yeah.
I think they're Chesneys.
Well, they look great.
Mm-hmm. So I fit right in here today.
Yeah.
You do. You should have been out here the whole time instead of behind the camera making the mics work.
I think that's all.
All right. So, every fabric is on sale, plus the 4 fabrics that I showed you earlier for the either Riviera or Zen or whatever you want to make. The snaps are on sale, the shoelaces are on sale. We have a tutorial called Liberty of London, History and Inspiration that Bessie put together that's a really beautiful presentation all about Liberty of London, fabrics and the store and the culture of that brand. And then all the patterns that we referred to, the Cityscapes, Pearl and Opal, Swing Tea, Detour, and Hudson. And we need to check, Betsy, to see if the Ann's tank is on sale because I didn't see it on the list. But we did talk about it, so that's something that maybe Betsy can
Add.
work out.
Awesome. Great.
All right, well, thank you, Samantha.
you.
It's
It was
always
fun.
fun when you come to town.
Love it. Thank
And
you.
it's been fun to see your fabulous clothes. I know everybody appreciates all that you do for us. I know we appreciate all
I
you do
love
for
it.
us. So, do you have something else you want to say, Alex? No? Okay. All right. Thank you for the tech
Help.
Tech team.
tech team. And we will see you next week.
Bye.